the work you do is fabulous.
Thank you so much.
I had a question about the Model T that's upstairs. Was it ever in running condition? Is it still?
No, it's not anymore.
Okay.
The Model T was originally in running condition. They took that particular one is the one they would use to fly, and so they took the engine out and made it lighter doing so. So it doesn't have the engine in it now. I would imagine that we have the engine. The company still has it in the transportation department. I imagine if we did try to restore it to its original condition, we could, but it was an old heap in the movie, and it needed to stay looking like that. So we made a few little cosmetic repairs to keep it from rusting and things like that. But it's in the condition that it was when we first got it, and actually it's cleaner cleaner than when we first got it. There was a lot of dust on it, but it's in the same shape it was used in the film.
And where did you find it? Was that a find, or did you always know it was there?
It has always been in the transportation department of the studio, just kind of covered up in the back of their lot. They knew it was there. We didn't know they had it still. And about 5 years ago, I think, we were talking to them. We were renting trucks from them to use for various purposes, and they showed us some of the vehicles they had. And the two things that they had there on the lot were Walt's limousine. He had a Cadillac Fleetwood limousine, and the Absent-Minded Professor car were still there. So we said, is that something we can take for the archive so we can display them? And they said absolutely, and turned them over to us.
And is that kind of how you find most of your treasures?
A lot of them.
Kind of accidentally?
Anything that's of age. Around here, obviously something that's brand new would be directly off the movie or TV show or out of the park attraction when they renew it, things like that. So a lot of things come to us when the film wraps or the TV show ends, or in some cases, Phantasmic, they changed the dragon out, so they wanted us to have the dragon head instead. And so we took that. So sometimes it's they call us and say, hey, we've got this, we want you to take it. Other times, we find out through cast members who call us and say, hey, I saw the sign from Tron in, the speed tunnel from the People Mover. It's in the admin building, and we call and say, is it really there? And, oh yeah, and do you want it for the archives? Sure. And so sometimes, they just come out of the woodwork. And then other times we find things that complete a collection. Some occasionally, very rarely, we'll buy a piece here and there if it's something pretty special that's out for auction.
Well, nowadays you pay more attention to keeping things.
Yeah, well, for so
back
long,
then it was a little different.
Well, we didn't have a lot of space in the archives. For many, many years, the archives had to be kept pretty small. It was just a very small staff, and they didn't have the room they didn't have warehouses and things. We had one small warehouse where everything had to be kept, including all the character merchandise and all of our deep storage files and our artwork, and all of that had to be kept in this temperature and humidity controlled warehouse. So we didn't have room for large things. And then about 6 years ago, we were kind of put under a new division. We put directly under corporate communications. And at that point, the senior management said, I think you need more space, and they gave us more budget, more facilities. And so now we have big warehouses where we can take big objects. And so we've kind of put our arms around it and gathered things from around the company, and even big things. And we're really excited now that we can take in, sailing ships and chariots and motorcycles.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Becky.